now that I think back to the times where I was in school, so 2022, there was a ton of assignments I had to give to the teachers on all kinds of subjects. There was math, technology, English, French, you name it. And I remember I used to always just wait until a day or two before the deadline to even start doing it. All right. A day before I had to submit it, I would just start doing it. So I really struggled with procrastination and actually doing the work whenever you had to do the work. I still kind of struggle with this, you know? Even as I was making the script to this video, my brain was telling me all sorts of excuses to make me take my phone and just start scrolling or go watch some YouTube, you know, just things that would distract me from the actual work. And the thing is, it's crazy strong as well, the thoughts that you get, because whenever you know, right, whenever you're in the self-improvement niche and you know that all of these things are bad for you, sometimes your brain would convince you that it won't hurt even if you start doing them. It won't be as bad as people say it would be, even though you yourself know that it's not going to work out. Which is why I'm making this video, to kind of help overcome these urges whenever you have to work. So at this point, some time has passed since I've discovered self-improvement, and I've been working on improving my attention span and my focus, and I definitely see improvements. However, there is still so much to work on. All right, all of these modern day distractions are still in my life and pretty much in everybody else's lives, and I'm still working on removing them as much as I can, which is why the things that I'm going to say in this video are kind of for you and me both. All right, because we both can use them to make our lives better, especially the last thing that I mentioned in this video. All right, the first thing, all right, that I'm going to mention is by far the easiest one out of all of them. So every single time that you don't feel like getting out of bed or going to the gym or sitting down to study, just picture what you want most in your life, right? Picture your end, your most ultimate goal. If that thing that you have to do aligns with your goal, you will be motivated to do it. Another great thing, if you don't really have any goals yet, think of a super important person to you, right? Literally just picture all of the different important people in your life and imagine that they're looking at you right now. That way you cannot procrastinate. If you're saying to yourself, imagine if this person saw me. Imagine if he or she saw me right now putting this off and being lazy. You would feel ashamed. You would get up and you would start doing it. This may seem like common sense to a lot of people, like, oh, just look at your goals. But yes, a lot of people don't even have goals, right? They have something that they want. They want to be rich, successful, get girls, but they don't have written goals. They don't have goals with numbers, so they don't have a pathway to those goals, right? They don't know how they can get rich or how to get girls. They don't have anything written down or planned, so they can't look at their goals and be inspired. They don't set expectations for themselves, so they kind of just float around in the river of life, seeing where the current takes them. And that's a sad way to live. You're never going to become successful if you live like that. So if you want to get ahead of these bots, right, these people, you just need to write down goals, or just set goals for yourself and just sit there and look at them for 5 to 10 minutes, thinking of, how can I get closer towards my goals? What are the tasks and the things that I can do to get closer? If your goal is to make new friends, just sit there and think, all right, what can I do to get new friends? Which club can I go to? Which sport can I start to meet new people? Now, tip number 2 is directly correlated with tip number 1, right? Because after you set these big goals, sometimes when you sit there and do the work, you're still not motivated enough because the goal seems way too big for the task at hand. So your brain will tell you, oh, it's okay if you miss this one session because the goal is so huge. It's like a year goal towards the end of the year. So if you miss one, nothing is going to happen. A way to counteract that is to set smaller goals for yourself. When you set smaller goals to yourself, you hold yourself accountable to the daily things that you do. For example, my goal is to bench 225 pounds by the end of the year, so like 100 kg. And the smaller goal I set for myself is to go to the gym every day, right? That way, if you do miss a session, you will feel accountable, you will feel bad, you won't want to miss another session. All right, it's very simple. It's very simple how your brain just works. A good way to implement this is to get a habit tracker. That way you can tick it off every time you've done it. And if you have enough ticks, you will feel bad about missing ticks because it's going to look worse. And you will just feel like you're slacking. You know, it's a great way to hold yourself accountable. All right. Step number 3, also very simple. Remove any types of distractions from your working environment whenever you are working. It seems simple, but it's actually one of the hardest things to do, because in this world, the young people like us, the way we live is that we're constantly bombarded with notifications and information and people calling us, texting us. So many distractions. It's incredible. And if you're one of those people, the best thing I can recommend is just going outside, right? You go outside and you go to a library. Just leave your phone at home, right? I'm pretty sure you can do some important tasks without using your phone. So you go to the library, just sit down, work, boom. Might as well talk to a couple of people here and there, go back home. There you go, you're productive. If that is how you do your work, you will feel that you will get a lot more done. Because at home, it is way, way easier to get distracted because you have a laptop there, a TV there, PS5 there, all of these different distractions. It's crazy. When you're outside, you have none of those things, right? Especially if you leave your phone, you can't do anything. You just have to sit there and write, right? If you have to revise or do homework, this is the best thing you can possibly do, is to go outside and do it somewhere where you cannot be distracted by the technology that you have in your life. So now we're moving towards the end of the video, and these last 2 tips are the most important in improving the quality of your work. Tip number 4 is understanding when you're productive. Like I said at the beginning, most people, like myself, put off their work towards the end of the day or the end of the deadline. They do it later, right? They see that they have a lot of time, a lot of free time, and they put it towards the end. They just shove it down their schedule or whatever. They don't do it at the beginning. They never do it. They just don't feel like doing it early on. Of course, who would feel like doing something hard and important early on when you can just go on your phone and go eat a donut? Hey, nobody wants to do that. What these people don't know is that your morning is the time where you have the most energy, right? Because you don't even have to eat in the mornings to get energy. When you wake up and you take a cold shower, you just wash your face with cold water, that is when you get the most work done, right? That is when you should be doing your most important task. When you wake up, the first thing you should do is either go to the gym and lift weights, exercise, or do incredibly important work that you don't feel like doing. If you catch yourself procrastinating and putting off important tasks towards the end of the deadline, wake up every day and for 20 minutes do those tasks, right? Every single day. If you have a 2-week deadline, right? You have to submit an assignment in 2 weeks. If you wake up every day in the morning and do it for 20 minutes, you won't even have to put everything off. You will get it done. If you manage to succeed using this tip, you will get ahead of 99% of other people your age, because nobody is doing this. As for tip number 5, the most important one, you will see a huge difference in your life when you start prioritizing important tasks over meaningless tasks. What I mean by that is that if you want to start a YouTube channel, you will sit there, you will just start thinking, okay, what should I name my channel? What should my channel banner look like? What should all of these, what should I make the title of this video? Just all of these unimportant things, right? When the actual important thing is to sit there, record, upload, write scripts, just make videos. That's what you should do. And so if you're studying, the most important thing you can do is to study, is to read, is to consume information and to write down the equations, do the examples. It isn't writing out. Actually, I don't know. I don't really know how to use this example, but I hope you get what I mean, right? A lot of the times in life, we don't do the important thing because there are so many little things that are involved with it. So we just get demotivated looking at all of these different things and saying, oh shit, there's so much stuff to do. I don't want to do it anymore. But whenever you need to do something, right? And it involves all of these different things, just find the hardest thing, find the hardest, most important thing, the thing that would take up the most amount of time, and do that. All right? As long as you focus on that, the other areas will fill up eventually, right? You will eventually make a YouTube channel banner. You will eventually get a profile picture and eventually make a name, right? You will do all of those things eventually, but you won't make videos eventually. You have to do them now, okay? Same with studying, same with going to the gym. Is pretty much everything in life can be You can use this lesson in everything in your life, right? Everywhere. So if you use these last two tips together, you find the most important thing, the hardest thing, and you do it in the morning, you do it first thing every day, congratulations, you're going to be a winner, right? You're winning, you are productive. You will feel so much more fulfilled and accomplished and just happy in your life because it doesn't matter how the rest of your day goes. You did the hardest thing in the morning. You did the most productive thing. So it doesn't even matter what you do the rest of the day. Right? I see a lot online. I see a lot of millionaires and successful people say, oh, my day is only until 12 or my day goes until 1 p.m. and then I relax. A lot of people don't believe that, but these people just get up at 5 a.m. and work until 12. Okay? I'm not even saying that. I'm saying wake up, work for 30 minutes, and then do the rest. Right? I'm not saying work for 30 minutes and then go watch Netflix. No. If you're on self-improvement, you will know what to do. You already know all of the steps that you have to take. You have to read and meditate and do all of these things that are beneficial to your life. So you know what to do.